Yeah, on a streak of 5 straight set wins, most recently being Fruit Loops by a score of 2-0. But in the meantime, our
Yo, this music
one
though, we got this music to Banjo versus Yoshi. I have not seen a good Banjo in quite a while, to be honest. This character definitely he's considered like a Wi-Fi character, but you very rarely see him like doing well in online events. So it's like kind of like a jarring like misconception of how good the character is versus his results. But yeah, it's UtopianRay, his first event in I feel like forever. You know, top 8 qualifier versus Suarez, 2 New York players actually. So you know they're chilling right now. Probably a crisp connection, playing a good game right here.
You know, it's interesting because you're talking about UtopianRay, an individual who's well, I mean, they're from NYC. Suarez, of course, is Long Island. But yeah, obviously 2 very familiar opponents with each other. UtopianRay, however, we have seen them in a few tournaments here and there, perhaps not entering quite as frequently. But really, UtopianRay entering Xeno Wi-Fi and finishing as high as 2nd, really only losing to 9 Super Pi twice, just having a little bit of trouble dealing with that Wii Fit Wario. So yeah, they're pretty nasty. Losing that first stock to Suarez, though, looking to match them real quickly.
Yeah,
Both
Suarez,
of these
very good. This game, obviously, you know, one of the best Yoshis, top 10 player in New York, has kind of been a top 10 player in New York since Ultimate came out, actually. So, like, you know, he's very consistent. It was actually PGR in the first season of Ultimate PGR as well. And number 15, I believe, funny enough.
Yeah, no, just making that PGR and doing pretty well in the process. They are going to get Wonder Winged, however. UtopianRay perhaps taking a little bit more damage than they would have liked to at the outset of that second stock of the outstock of their own second stock. But I don't know. It's UtopianRay. We've seen them enter a few of these brackets, perhaps not as frequently as others, but constantly getting runners up or wins even in some of these Wi-Fi brackets whenever they do enter. So it's definitely quality, not quantity for this Banjo.
That said, right now, this Banjo struggling. He only has 1 feather left. Yoshi's on a kill potential. He has to use that feather very carefully, whether it's for killing or for recovery. Just keep in mind, once you use that last feather, Banjo gets declawed basically without the feather. It sounds so weird to say, but he really drops down super hard when he has no like great pressure tool. So it's up to UtopianRay to figure something out now before it's too late. With that said, Suarez is starting to get into the red. This is not a comfortable spot for Suarez at all. And you know, Suarez is looking for these back airs. One side B can punch through the back air for a lot of damage and potentially a kill if you catch the Suarez drifting back to make it safe. So Utopia should definitely keep that in mind as an option. Or just grenading back airs over and over for 3 damage.
Well, I mean, it really is UtopianRay just kind of slowing things down and letting Suarez kind of jump into their own bombs. Because obviously, you like to see Yoshi trying to short hop into aerials, especially if they're trying to set up something through Nair. That is when those grenades become so very effective. Or if you want to be just a little bit more direct about it, the neutral B. But it is going to be Suarez taking that second stock. And
yep. And in fact, Utopian burns the side B. For the second one, interesting choices. Definitely Suarez is he's gotta be a little bit scared of these side Bs coming out, but he's also chilling because he knows he's burning the opponent's main resource and like, you know, he's just gonna camp eggs to the ledger and I hope the opponent messes up. And Utopian definitely gives Suarez an opening for 3 damage.
Yeah, UtopianRay may be getting a little impatient. If they start down airing just a little bit more, that is something that Suarez will be able to punish later on. Paying off for UtopianRay right now, however, they will take Suarez, down to their last stock at only 39% for themselves. Oh, but another Wonder Wing not finding the mark. This is becoming just a little unsustainable for the Bear.
Yeah, with that said, even percents, you know, these grenades have put in so much work, right? Anytime Suarez tries swinging and the grenade comes out, that's like 11 damage or so. And Suarez can't let that happen over and over. And I think Utopians really figured out, like, hey, this is the Wink edition. And then the great read, a bit more of a charge might have got the kill, but Suarez was very confident. 71 it would get a kill. And honestly, that was so close. What a nice tech chase read.
We stand a confident dinosaur king. Okay, I'm just gonna say that.
Yep.
Oh,
Oh my god. Okay, that was sour spot. If that was sweet spot, that was game for sure.
yeah, but either way, it's going to be a slight, if tenuous, lead for UtopianRay. If just how tenuous it is, it went away before I even finished the sentence. Yeah, next hit wins more or less. It's gonna be the Wonder Wing on the platform.
That was a sweet spot that time, and Utopian barely clutching that out, right? I thought Suarez was going that for sure, but no, Utopian with the absolute, like, I think that's his last feather too, or maybe the second last one, catching Suarez drifting to the platform. I think that's kind of the story of this game so far, is that Utopian made these small adjustments to Suarez's back air habits, to his platform landing habits. Now, like, he's making adjustments to Suarez's gameplay, and these reads are starting to really scale as, like, he made a good comeback this game.
Yeah, and it was a victory well earned by them, and it's so interesting because Suarez, someone like them who kind of just getting back into the swing of things with Wi-Fi themselves. I mean, it's one of those deals, you kind of see that with players, especially around our way, where you recognize these names from offline. People like Suarez or UtopianRay, or actually Blazing Pasta, who I alluded to earlier. Enzo will kind of do the same thing. Right back to Battlefield for game number 2, by the way. Where whenever they do enter these brackets, they wind up just absolutely massacring people. And you got to think that if they entered with just a little bit more frequency, they would be one of the more talked about players on the scene today. Certainly just absolute bracket killers to be looking out for in the lower rungs of these larger brackets like the Box or MSM.
Yeah, for sure. No, like, a lot of these players, you know, like, to enter these events, you know, don't enter too many events. I feel like a lot of players kind of get burnt out, like, one event a week or every couple weeks. But, like, you know, these players, if they enter a lot more, could definitely be tearing things up with top 8s, beating the current top players online. There's so much potential, right? This kind of era of Smash where it's like, players can come out of nowhere and just kick, not even come out of nowhere, but just really decide to show up and kick some butt. With that said, right now, you know, it might be the case Utopian, as he might just be taking top 8 in a 512 person capped event, by the way. So let's go for that.
They're almost like Smash cicadas. I mean, maybe you don't see them often, but when they're around, they make a whole lot of noise. So
that is the best analogy I've heard in my life.
You are welcome. Either way, Suarez sitting at 85%, a slight lead for themselves. In the early proceedings of this game number 1, they're going to get back aired off of the stage. And both of them just kind of looking and setting up for their own offensive maneuvers. Eventually, Suarez is going to get gutsy enough to just kind of charge in and nair, but they have to know that they're not going to get away with that 100% of the time in this set.
That said, kill percents for both of them. I do favor. Oh my god, the Suarez. I do favor Yoshi getting these kills. Yoshi has kill moves, but one of those characters that like doesn't have the best ease landing with them. Whereas meantime, when you have a kill throw, that's really good. When you have the side B, forward air, like you have a lot more kill options as Banjo that are reliable. Setups as well, although these percents are made forward air is not good. Ray's just kind of camping the grenade almost, gets caught pulling out a grenade almost lazily, but he was using the grenade very well to be hard to approach.
Yeah, just a little tricky, is it not? But as we're talking about someone like Suarez, who's been such a mainstay in the New York scene, certainly UtopianRay, no exception on that front. I would say Suarez obviously getting a little bit more national notoriety for being the highest ranked Yoshi on that original PGR. A few more wound up overtaking him on the second one.
Yeah, Ron.
Actually, one. Yeah, Ron. And that was actually, was there another one that I'm just forgetting right now?
I want to say Ron got on the PGR. I think he's also 50. I think legit both PGRs. Or the first two had one Yoshi at 50. I could be wrong though.
I actually think you're. Wait, was Ron at 50?
Yes, I think so.
Then yeah. Oh my gosh, that's actually kind of wild to think about. But yeah, 49 actually. I think that's right. But more or less, yeah, kind of same.
Yeah, same thing. The Yoshi music is giving him advantage to Spiral. I don't know right now because currently Banjo is winning this game. One up to end it, a down throw could end it. You see Suarez, really camping the ledge for the eggs, looking for openings. That's one of the key things you can do as Yoshi is like if the opponent's not pressuring the ledge at all, you can just go there, throw eggs until your opponent gives you anything. Because egg does force reactions even when you're on the ledge as Yoshi. It's such a strong projectile. Every sense of the word.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not like Banjo has their a shortage of projectiles for themselves, and now all of a sudden, having Suarez down to their winner's side stock. Suarez needs to make something happen here, and right now it really has just come down to the fact that, well, this Banjo has been utilizing their eggs just a little bit more effectively than Yoshi has been theirs.
Can I just say, I do love how, like, when Banjo does his down throw, he, like, grabs the opponent and just puts him all the way over his head and then slams him down. It looks sick. It's so brutal. It's just a giant bear basically mauling someone with a grab.
Yeah, you're literally yeah, you're getting pile drived by a cartoon bear. That is rough.
Yeah, right?
And a bird's just kind of there watching. Like, watching all of that happen. That's bonkers.
What a game.
Yeah. Rated, what, E for everyone? T for
T. I think T for T. And I think it's like actually E10. I don't know. I'm too old to care about ratings, bro. Once I hit 21, I said, yo, what are ratings?
Yeah, for real.
Actually, once I hit 16, I was on the internet. I was like, what are ratings? Yeah, I'm 21.
Yeah, real talk, yeah. Those age things, they only like teach you to add 18 to the current year. That's just bonkers. Either way, we're gonna just air dodge right through the platform. We're just gonna move past that, folks. Suarez sitting at 174%. This is one angry dinosaur. You do not want to be tempting fate with this thing.
My
Certainly,
God.
UtopianRay with the back air trying to outrange them. Not gonna quite get the kill yet, but the next hit is going to win this thing for UtopianRay. They can't overextend for it, though. That is exactly what this dinosaur wants.
Yep. That's it. Down throw and up smash, and you can't mash out of that. We've seen it many times this set where every time, like 150 plus, Suarez is not mashing out of that. So, UtopianRay, I would say it's definitely an upset, winning 2-0 over Suarez. To get top 8, we're going to be fighting 8-Bit Man later on in the night. Good stuff to him. Suarez, you know, in losers bracket, it still has one more shot to get top 8. But I said this before, right? It is not a The Buzz tournament stream without a Yoshi losing on it. That's just how these streams